Hello, everyone, and welcome in to the Late Night Gamble. I'm your host, Daniel Perkins, and it's Saturday, December 10th, 2022. It's a little bit after 10 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we are going to be talking about college football. Of course, college football playoff coming up. We got a few games. We had the Army Navy game, which went over for the first time in 17 years, I think. I think the total dropped down to around like 32 and a half, something like that. Some people took it. A lot of people rode the under because, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I stayed away from it. I messed around with some hockey today and played in some NBA. Still have some bets going on. Had a good day the other day on Friday, but today it's not looking so good. But thank goodness we got NFL tomorrow to pick back up on. But hey, right now we're going to be talking about these college football games and specifically the Final Four of the college football playoff. We got TCU versus Michigan, number 3, TCU, number 2, Michigan. It's no surprise where the money or where Vegas is leaning on that one. You got Michigan minus 310 on the money line, TCU plus 245 on the money line. Michigan is favored by 7.5 points. And the total is 58.5 right now as it sets on December 10th. That game is set for December 31st at 4 p.m. And of course, Georgia and Ohio set to kick off soon after that at 8 p.m. December 31st. Ohio State number 4, Georgia number 1, of course, coming in. Ohio State plus 205 on the money line. Georgia coming in as a favorite, not as heavily favored as Michigan is against TCU, but minus 255 nonetheless. Georgia is favored 6.5 points. So a touchdown. They're favored by a touchdown against Ohio State. And the total is 61.5. So, you know, looking at everything right now, just kind of seeing, where the lines are and not really where any of the money is. Um, I'm kind of thinking Michigan is going to beat TCU. And of course, Georgia is, probably going to beat Ohio State. I don't think this is the same Ohio State team we've seen in the past. So I think Georgia's going to get the win because Georgia's just kind of dominating everybody. They're kind of playing that Alabama role this year. And I think they go up against Michigan. Now, here's the thing. I think Michigan wins the game. I think Michigan has an opportunity if they can win the game against TCU. I think they could beat Georgia in the college football national championship, and Georgia and Michigan to end up in the championship is minus 125 right now. And the exact result for Michigan to defeat Georgia is plus 500. So I'm definitely probably going to sprinkle a little bit on that. Of course, this is a future bet. This game taking place December 31st, but definitely probably tomorrow going to put a little bit of something on that one right there and go ahead and put my bets in for the playoff because, like I said, I think Georgia's going to win. I think Michigan's going to win. I think they're going to move on. I think there'll be good games. I think as far as the spreads go, I think Georgia probably blows out Ohio State because that's one that I think a lot of people think are going to be close. I think we're going to be surprised on that one. And I think Michigan TCU is just a little bit closer than that. I think TCU could probably cover the spread of 7.5 points and keep it just very interesting. Under could probably go there. That 58.5 kind of makes me think it'll stay under. I know both those teams can light it up, but I just think it's been a long ass season and these teams have been playing their hearts out. And I'm just thinking that this one could be one of those games. Let's go ahead and look at what we got. What we got next Friday. We've got a game next Friday. We'll go ahead and look at that. It's I think it's 11:30 a.m. is when that one starts. We got Miami of Ohio against UAB. And then I think later on that evening around 6, we've got UTSA at Troy. So couple games right there next Friday. more than likely talk about them on the podcast Thursday or Friday before they get going. So far, not really anything on those. Had a little something on the New Year's Six. Clemson is playing Tennessee, and Tennessee is not, they're, plus 195 on the money line. Clemson is minus 245. I'm probably going to ride with the home team here, being a native to East Tennessee, and go with the UT Vols there. Uh, Probably on the point spread plus 6.5. I'm not very impressed with Clemson this year. I haven't been impressed with them in recent years, honestly, since um, the kid that plays for Houston went there. I think he's actually playing again now, isn't he? Or because he got, Watson, he got traded to the Browns. I think he's actually playing now, but they haven't been the same team since he left. And let's see here, the New Year's Six, the second one, that was the Orange Bowl, of course. And the Sugar Bowl, we've got Kansas State, Alabama. I mean, I'm going to roll Kansas State in this one, plus 130 on the money line. I just think this is one of those years that Alabama just kind of just falls apart at the damn seams. And I think that, Kansas State could get them on the money line. These are all subject to change. I'm just looking at these lines right now. These games are the 31st. This is like 20 days away. It's just an early look, but just, from just the first glance at these lines, plus 130 on the money line and Alabama minus 156 on the money line. That right there just kind of, that kind of screams at me. Kansas State could get that win, and Kansas State, pretty tough team. I mean, Alabama probably comes out and destroys them, but I mean, the value's there, so you got to take it, right? Of course, the Fiesta Bowl and the Peach Bowl, which is Ohio State, Georgia in the Peach Bowl, TCU, Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl. Of course, the Cotton Bowl, where you got Tulane and USC. That one, but should be very interesting. Tulane is minus 102 on the money line, USC minus 118. Tulane plus 1.5 on the point spread. So I don't know. I'm probably going to lay the points there with USC minus 1.5. I know their last game they didn't look all that great, but I think they could get it done. And Penn State versus Utah in the Rose Bowl. I think Utah gets that done on the money line, minus 152. Penn State's plus 126 on the money line. The spread's there 2.5. Totals 51.5. Who cares? Utah getting the win there. I cannot wait for this New Year's Six, because that's game starting December 30th. You got the game 8 o'clock, Clemson, Tennessee. 31st, of course, you've got the Final Four, and of course, Kansas, Alabama earlier that day at noon, and then after that we've got the Rose Bowl and the Cotton Bowl on the 2nd of January after the New Year's. And when exactly is the national championship? Let's take a look at that date. That's January 9th. And as it sets right now, your national championship winner odds to win it all: Georgia minus 130, Michigan plus 300, Ohio State plus 360, and TCU plus 1,800. TCU could shock us all. I might sprinkle a little bit on that plus 1,800 to TCU, but I think Michigan's the safe bet at plus 300. If you got money on Georgia too, you can't go wrong with that. I don't see Ohio State going. If they win, that's a huge surprise to me, because I really don't see Ohio State winning it. Sorry guys, it's just like one of those years. You guys kind of got in by default anyway. So yeah, I mean, I think there might have been some other teams maybe more deserving. If you look at the eye test and everything, but I'm happy with this Final Four. I think these four teams, right down the center, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think they got it right. I think they did a good job. I think TCU deserves to be in there. I think Ohio State, moving them up in there, other than Alabama and that horse crap that Saban was spitting about how you guys, if you follow along on the socials, you already heard me talking about it, him going on about all that stuff and how it's just their schedule playing Austin P, Utah State, UL Monroe, lose to Tennessee, lose to LSU, you know, don't win the games that actually matter, win all the games that don't matter, blow out opponents that you're paying big game checks to come play. Like, get a better schedule and quit crying about it. Stop saying TCU doesn't deserve to be in there. Get the hell out of here. Like, they deserve to be there just as much as Alabama would be if they won out their schedule or lost one game because, like, we need to get over this narrative that Alabama is the end all be all of college football. And if they lose one game, they deserve to get in there. No, let's look at their schedule. We critique everyone else's schedule, but we never critique Alabama's schedule. And I'm taking a long, hard look at it and thinking, man, y'all won like 4 games that were anybody in the nation could have won, and then you lost to against, teams you probably should have beat if you were Alabama. So to me, it's like those are 6 games right there that don't really matter. So it is what it is. Come at me if you want to at Bet On Me Podcast. Daniel Perkins here, doing the thing. Late night gamble Saturday night. It's rolling up on about 10:30 p.m. I'm going to get out of here. I hope everybody enjoys the games tomorrow. Don't forget to check us out on the socials. Over on the Instagram, Bet On Me Pod. Bet On Me Podcast over on the Instagram. Over on the Twitter, it's Bet On Me Pod. Links to all this stuff down below in the description. Always posting our picks, Cap Protect. Don't forget that. Tomorrow we're going to post all of our NFL plays, which we're going to have a lot. Probably a pick on every single game. I usually trying to get in the habit of picking every game and throwing money on it because I just love it. I'm super excited about this college football stuff though because it's going to be fantastic. Just having games to watch throughout the holiday season here and into the new year. It's just going to be great. Something to look forward to, But anyway. Look for that tomorrow. NFL action. Probably be doing the morning gamble, telling you guys about what plays we're going to be doing tomorrow, putting those out. We already got an anytime touchdown parlay that's like skyrocketed up. It's a lotto play, definitely about 5 of them put together, but I like a few of them probably pick out and throw some straight money on. But anyway, guys, thanks, guys and gals, everyone out there. Thanks for checking out the podcast, and thanks for stopping in here on the Late Night Gamble this Saturday night. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend and can't wait for NFL tomorrow. Let's have a good night, and don't forget to go get those bets in. All right, let's have a good Saturday night, everyone.